Right then guys, so we're nearly finished on the front of the property. We just got one final thing to do and install these. So these are window pelmets and these are an original feature of the house. They were on there before we started taking everything off and redoing it, so we're going to reinstate them. So we've handmade these ones that are on here already, and now I'm going to show you exactly how I made them because we've got one more to do at the top. Let's go inside and I'll show you how it's done. Right then guys, so this is basically made up of a few components, the main one being some skirting board. So we've decided to use this bit of skirting board as it gives us a very nice detail, which is actually very similar to what the original one was. So we've got that, and we've also got this little bead section here as well, which is going to go on here like that. We're also using a bit of PSC on the back to bulk it up to make sure that this doesn't warp and twist, because a lot of new timber nowadays, as you probably well know, can be very twisted and can twist very easily, especially as this is softwood on the outside. We want to make sure that it's as durable as possible, so we're backing that up like that. So this will sit something like that as our face, as the face of the pelmet. This piece at the back will obviously be reduced down to match that height, and then on top then we put another piece like so, which will have a bull nose on it. And then that's it, close it all up nicely, and then all we've got to do is some legs for the side to actually fix this in position. So I need to do a bit of machining now to get all this ready, and then we can get it all stuck together. I'll show you exactly how I do that, and then that's it, we can get it up there, get it fitted, ready for the decorator to do his final coat and make it look magnificent. Right, let's crack on and get all this cut down. Right, so the first thing we're going to deal with is the header. So this is the part that goes on the top of the window like so. I am going to put a bull nose on this, so this will have a nice round on the front, and then this face detail will then sit up to that. But we need to reduce the thickness of this, and I also need to reduce the thickness of this piece of timber, which will form the legs on the side. The little scroll detail which goes down the side is what fixes to the wall, and then this slots on over the top of that and then gets fitted to it. So I'm going to reduce these two bits of timber down now to 15 mil, and then once that's done, we can then put the round over on it, get this all sanded up and ready, and then start to machine what is the front and also the legs as well. So now we've thickness down our bits of timber. All we need to do now, like I mentioned, is just get this bull nose on one of them, then we can get them sanded down, and then we can work on the face. So what we're going to do now is sort out the round over on our header piece. So I'm just getting my router set up, I'll get this clamped in place, and then I'm literally just going to run my router down the edge here just to give us a nice round over. And then we can get these two pieces sanded, and then move on to then sticking this bit together. Right, that bit's done now, so now what I'm going to do is just get this sanded. I'm also going to sand this piece as well, which is for the legs. While I'm doing it, just makes life easier, and then we can start looking at this. Right, so what I'm doing now, the header piece needs to be reduced down to 120 mil. So the actual window reveal is 135 mil, but what we're doing is setting it back 15 mil because we don't want this plinth to be sat right at the front. There needs to be a little bit of a rebate. So I'm going to rip that down to 120 mil. I also need to rip down my backing piece as well. We'll go over to the table and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is a very rudimentary drawing, so do not judge. Come over and have a look. So this here represents our window and this is the header, the top reveal, however you want to say it. So this piece of timber here that I'll put the round over on is this header piece here, and then our makeup, which is over here with our various other bits of timber, our skirt and our trim, etc., makes up this section at the top, well, this section at the front here. And then we're going to cut some legs, which are going to be these bits. This is not to scale, these legs are not this big and that is not that small, but you get the gist of it. So what I need to do now is rip this top piece down. Our reveal at the top here is 135 mil. Okay, we want a 15 mil rebate here, a little gap, so where our header comes down there's going to be a 15 mil difference between the face of this, the nosing of this, and the edge of our window. So we need to rip this piece down, which is this bit here, down to 120 mil, which gives us our 15 mil there. I also need to rip down this piece here, because like I mentioned before, we're basically going to back this bit of skirting up with this timber to bulk it up and make sure nothing twists over time. So you can see there is a difference if I just sit this down like that. This is just timber off the shelf, so obviously it's never going to be exactly how I want it. So I've just got to rip this piece down here so it comes to the same height as this, so this marries through. Once that's ripped down, I can stick that together and then plant the trim on top like that, and that will make that piece at the front that sits on exactly like that. So I'm going to get these bits ripped down now and then we can start getting them glued together. Right, that's the header ripped down. Now we just need to mark up for the face bit and then I can rip that down as well and then we're good to go. So what we're going to do now, I've got the head bit done, my round over, this has all been sanded off now, and now we're onto this bit, which was the face of it basically, which will sit like that you can see. So I've got my piece of timber here, which has been sanded down on one face. Point is doing the other face, it's not going to be seen because it's a total waste of time. And then I've got my bit of skirting, which is going to sit on there, like so, and then I've got this nice little trim here as well, which sits on top like that. So you can see now kind of the detail that we're going for, which looks really nice. And then this will obviously sit on top like that, but a lot further back, it's just because it's on the table. Right, what I'm going to do now is basically get all these glued together and pinned together. Once that's done, I can then marry this up with the header piece, get that all stuck together, and then I can work on getting the legs done. So I'm just going to basically get these glued up now, using my handy little roller. Don't know if you've ever seen one of these before, but they are actually really, really good. It's literally just a silicone roller like that. Comes with a little silicone tray. You can put your wood glue in there, or you can just put your wood glue straight on there, and then literally use this then just to, like that, smudge it out everywhere, rather than using your finger or a bit of card or whatever, random things that you manage to use to spread the glue out. You can literally just use a roller. Once the glue goes off on here, you can literally just pick it straight off and it's gone and it's as good as new. Awesome bit of kit. Just Google, I don't know, silicone glue roller. I can't remember where I got this from, I've had it quite a while now, but awesome little time-saving bit of kit. Right, glue, 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 stick them all together, pin them together, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Right, so you just see me getting this pinned and glued together and it's looking pretty good. Right, next up what we're going to do is we're going to put a 45-degree chamfer on this edge here, just across like that, just to basically soften this because there's quite a chunk of timber there. So we're putting that 45-degree on it. Aesthetically, you're only really going to see sort of probably about 10-15 mil of the bottom there, so it looks balanced then with everything else. So I'll get that done, get that routed in, and then once that's done I can then glue and pin it to the header, and then that's all ready then to drop in. And then I just need to make a template for my legs like I've been saying, and then that's it. We can get it all fixed together, glued, not glued, painted, get it all painted, and then that's it then. We can get it fitted tomorrow once the paint's all sorted and done, and it stopped raining, because it's a bit miserable today and I don't particularly want to be out there. Right, let's crack on and get it done. So we've got our facing piece. I've put the chamfer on here. We've got a nice 45-degree angle, as you can see down there, looking good. Now we've got to fix it to the header. So what I've done, I've marked here a line 10mm from the face of this nosing, which is where this will sit, if you can see in there, maybe. Can you see? Hopefully. There we go, that will sit to that pencil line like so. And then that just gives us a nice little finished detail then on the front here, like that. That looks nice. So what I'm going to do now is basically just glue this down to this, pin it from the underside, and then that is that section done and ready to be painted. Right, so that's it. The top is now on. You can see what we've done there. So this will now fit up like that into the window, into the header of the window. I don't know why I had to hold it all the way up there for you to see that, because that makes total sense in my mind at the time. Right, so yeah, that's it basically. The face and the header is done. It's all fixed together. Obviously it's all glued, so by the time this is actually ready to be installed, the glue will have gone off and we'll be all good. There's a few little bits that need filling, obviously because the timber wasn't perfect. It's a little bit wavy in places where I've pinned it, so I'll be doing some filling there, and obviously over the pinholes as well, get that all filled in nicely. Right, I'm just going to go make a quick template of the existing ones that I put in for the legs, and then I'll be back down and show you us making, there's only one of us, just me. I will be showing you me making the legs for this Pelmet. Right, so I've now made my template of my side legs, or, well, it's not really a finial, we'll call it a leg or a bracket. So you can see here, I'm going to cut 1 and 2. It's literally just a design copied from the original ones which were installed previously on the property. So I'm just going to take my jigsaw now and basically just follow this line, cut these out, and then once they're done I can get them sanded up, well, get the edges sanded up because this face is already sanded up anyway, and then that's it. I'll do a quick dry fit before I get anything painted, because the last thing I want to do is get it all painted, offer it up and find out it doesn't fit. So once I'm happy that it does fit, we can get it all painted up, ready for tomorrow when we can get it fitted. Right, let's get these cut out and crack on. So I've now made my templates for these brackets. You can see here, this is totally self-explanatory. I'm sure you can totally understand what's going on here. Basically what I've done is I've held this section up into its place, its final resting place, and then I've wedged this bit of cardboard in the side, like so, and then I've drawn around the inside of this area here. So what that means is, I know that when this fits where it's supposed to be, this is the outline which is left on the wall, which I need to cut around this. So this will, I'll basically cut this out now with a knife and then rest that on top of here, and then that gives me the angle of everything, so I know exactly where I need to cut this, and then that means that that will slot nicely in the back of here and sit in this rebate bit here, and then I know I can just fix this to the wall and then slide that on top and it will be absolutely wonderful and fit. Mwah! French kiss, perfect, just like that. French kiss, chef's kiss, not French kiss. That's something totally different. Right, I'm gonna get these cut out, get them transferred into there, then show you what I'm doing. Right, so I've got my 2 brackets cut now with my little rebate out here. So you can see, obviously this is going to be, well, this is upside down, but you can see now the principle behind it. So these fit in snugly like that at the side. So this will be basically on the reveal like that over there against the reveal, you can see like this. And then this frame, this piece here, this Pelmet will just sit above that. So I can offer this up outside, get this where I need it to be, mark on the wall around my bracket here, and then basically drill some holes, fix this bracket to the wall, and then slot the actual Pelmet on top of that, obviously glue it all in place as well, and then that's basically it. Right, nice and easy, nice and straightforward. What I'm going to do now is just tidy up this area, get it all swept off, hoovered off, and then I'm going to get some paint on this. Well, get some filler in it, get some paint on it, and then tomorrow we can get this fitted. Good morning guys, right, it's the next day and we're going to get this fitted. So it's had a couple of coats of paint, it is ready to rock and roll. I've got the brackets sorted here as well. So what I'm going to do is just basically offer it up into the reveal here, up into this header. I'm going to mark around the side with a pencil, and then I can get my brackets on the wall. No, that side like that. So I can get these marked in where I need them to be, and then I can fix these to the wall, and then I can slot our pelmet in on top, then get it all glued and screwed together, and jobs are good in. Right, let's get on with it. I'll check back in and show you what I'm doing. Right guys, so you can see the little setup here. Obviously this is all painted, so we don't want to be getting dust everywhere. Brick dust is not good on this lovely painted surface, so basically taped a little bit of a box to the wall as a dust catcher. I have offered up the bracket to the wall like so, made my pencil mark there so you can see where it's meant to be, drill my holes in this, and then obviously mark through the holes onto the wall, drill those out with my little safety net here, and then that's it. I can just strip this out of the way, then use my blower to get rid of any surface dust rather than rubbing it in, and then do the same on this side. And then once these two are in, I can then just slot the pelmet in over the top, and I'll show you that when I come to do it. Right, so my brackets are now in, installed on both sides like this, you can see. So all now I need to do is basically just slot this straight over the top, so it's going to sit on here and on here. And then I'll put some glue on these surfaces because these are the point of contact with the actual pelmet itself. Once that's on, then I'm going to just basically countersink at the front and put a nice screw through there, which will hold it into this bracket to make sure it doesn't come off this way. Obviously any downward pressure is held by these brackets anyway, so it's literally just a case of glue in, screw through the front, and that will stop it going anywhere. Then we just need to cut around the edges and we are good. Right, let's get it in and I'll show you the end result. Right then guys, so it is in and it's looking pretty nice. Looks good, I'm impressed. It's all cooked in nicely now, so it looks lovely. All I've got to do is just fill these couple of holes, obviously where it's been all fixed together, and yeah, it's impressive. I'm happy with them, they look good. So you can see, if I swing back, there's one over there on that window, and there's one over there on that window there as well, and then the same obviously underneath. So any window that has got this nice trim around the outside has also got the pelmet in as well, so it balances it out really nicely and looks very effective. Right, that's one job done. Let's get on to the next one.